Hello, hello, hello. I am here. I'm just gonna sort my little yoga space out. It's pretty dark in here. Aha! Light. Wow, so spacious. Nice little view. Okay. Don't forget to bring a blanket or a cushion or something cozy to the mat with you today. And wear something extra cushy if it feels right. I did decide on a big baggy jumper, which is always fun in downward dog when it comes right over your head and you're kind of in this little cave. Cool. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. As always, need to post on the story. Do bear with me. Okay. Hey guys, the live stream is up and on. You've got literal 2 minutes to get to class. Don't forget to bring a blanket or a cushion, whatever, come comfy, no stress, no pressure. We are winding down tonight, so let's relax. The live stream is up and on. You've got literal 2 minutes to get to class. Don't forget to bring a blanket or a cushion, whatever, come comfy. No, the live stream is up and on. Oosh. Fabulous, guys, fabulous. I'm super duper all of the super dupers excited about tonight's flow. It's so very chilled out. I don't know about you guys, but I know we're in lockdown, and you know, like a lot of people aren't working, a lot of people are still at home. But I think even if you're home, even if you're working from home, there's still a lot of pressure and a lot of stress sort of associated with it. So I have been working a lot as well. So tonight was very much like a time to just slow down and change the pace a little bit. So if you have been going 100 miles an hour, tonight we can actually just stop for a second, breathe, take some time to just take stock. I mean, if you want to start stacking some shelves, you do you. But yeah, tonight's very chill. So please have a blanket or a cushion, even a yoga block. We are doing a few quite deep stretches tonight, a lot of hip openers. So if you know that your hips are slightly tighter, definitely honor your body by giving yourself that little comfortable boost in all of the positions. But I will let you know as we go along where to place your blanket. But as always, just do what you feel comfortable with. Do whatever works for you. If you're like, this pose is not for me today, do not fear. Just take a child's pose or any power pose you want to go to. But I believe that is time. So we will begin. Let's do this, y'all. Come on down to your yoga mat. Or even just your floor if that's where you're practicing today. Oh. And have your blanket just to the side of you for now. So we're going to begin today's yoga session in a pose we've never done, actually, a pose that I've never shared with you guys. It's called fire log pose. Do not fear if you just aren't feeling it today. If you want to just come to any comfortable position on the floor, that's totally fine. Just find your way there now. If not, we're going to place the right leg parallel to our yoga mat, so either the top end or the side, just so it's a straight line. And then once you've got that, we're going to place the left foot on top of the right knee, and then allow that left knee to come down on top of the foot. And do not worry if your hip is up here, if your knee's here. That's why we brought a blanket today, just so we can pop it underneath, nice and easy. Find your comfortableness here, your comfortableness, I don't know. If your knees start to hurt at any point, please, please, please just stretch your legs out and just take a second. None of the poses we're doing today should hurt, so be kind to yourself is what I'm trying to say. So once you've found that position, you can keep your blanket with you, or you can find, if you can, get that knee down onto the foot. That's awesome. Find your comfortable position there. And then we'll just begin to drop in. So deepening the breath, closing the eyes, finding that long spine, head over heart, heart over pelvis. And just allow your focus to be completely on your breath. Noticing how your inhale lifts your heart and your exhale empties you completely. And before we dive right into it, each time we come to the mat, it's an opportunity to let go of the past, to let go of the present, and allow our breath to anchor us right here in this one moment. So as a collective, as a little group, we'll take probably the biggest inhale you've taken all day and exhale it out. And then if you feel comfortable, if this is your edge today, just stay here. But if you want to begin to start folding over the legs, maybe bringing the elbows just down onto the knees here. Allowing the hips to open up. Focusing completely on your breath. Maybe allowing the hands to come down to the earth. And there's most definitely always that thing where you want to force yourself down into the position straight away. That, no, I've got to get as far as I possibly can. Try to let that go today. Each time we come into one of these poses, just use your exhale to guide that openness. Forcing openness is when we get hurt. So just allow your body to soften. Allow your hips to soften. Maybe you even allow your head to drop slightly. And just take this time just to breathe into your hips. To let go of any tension you've been holding there. And really allow yourself to drop into the practice. Awesome. With control, we'll slowly come out of that pose, just walking the hands back. And then guiding with your hand, just allow the leg to come up. And we'll straighten the legs out in front. And just take a minute just to wiggle the toes. Shake the legs, maybe even banging them down a few times. And then we'll just take one nice cleansing breath, inhaling to sweep the arms, open the heart. And with an exhale, we'll bring the hands back down to the ground. Awesome. So left leg this time is going to come flush to the ground. So again, we're getting that left leg parallel to the side of our mat or to the front of our mat. So it's straight little line. And then once you're there, we'll pop the right foot, the right ankle on top of that knee. And then again, each side is going to be different. So this is definitely my tighter side. So if you need to, grab your blanket, grab your pillow, and just prop something in there just so your knee can relax completely in this pose. Fabulous. We'll find that length through our spine again. Always allowing our heart to shine up. Noticing how your body feels. Noticing if you're carrying any tension, maybe in the neck, shoulders. And just using your exhale to soften those parts of your body. Inhaling deeply. And then using your exhale to sink the hips, soften everything down. And if you feel comfortable to do so, you can just begin folding over the legs. Feeling that deep stretch in the hips here. And I promise you all, by the end of this session, your hips are going to be so free. Maybe you take it one step further, walking the hands out. Maybe bringing the forearms down to the ground. And just taking a moment of stillness. Breathing deeply. With each exhale, just allowing the hips to soften. Just suggesting openness, not forcing anything. Maybe noticing if you're clenching the jaw or scrunching the shoulders, just relax everything down. And take one more quiet breath here. And inhale in. And then a deep exhale out. Just let go of everything. Awesome. We'll begin that slow rise back up. And then with control again, using the hands just to lift out of this position, we'll stretch the feet all the way out in front. Ooh. Shine the toes up to the sky. With an inhale, we'll lift the hands, shine the heart all the way up. Notice how it feels to be alive today. And then with an exhale, we'll bring the hands down to the sides again. Awesome. Fabulous. You can bring your blanket just to the side. And then we're going to scoop all the way through to our hands and knees. And if the knees are a little tense today, 100% pad them out with your blanket. Today's a comfy day. I know some of you are like, what? Comfy after that hip opener? I promise you, it's a comfy day. So we're going to come straight into our child's pose today. So bringing the knees as wide as your yoga mat, big toes touching in the middle. We'll just come to sit back on the feet. Maybe placing the hands up in this receiving gesture. Allowing the chest to open, to the shoulder blades to drop down. And before we dive into our surrender of child's pose, make a commitment to honor your body, to move with compassion, and to know that no matter how you showed up to the mat, no matter what's going on, that you are worthy of rest and that you are perfect as you are. So we'll take a deep inhale in, and using our exhale to guide us, begin to melt your heart down to the mat, arms stretch out in front. Come into your extended child's pose. And maybe your body is craving some stillness here, so maybe you just stay here and take a couple of nice deep breaths. Maybe you pull the fingers, just opening through the shoulders, melting the heart. Or maybe, which is my favorite thing to do, bring the forehead down to the mat and just begin rolling your forehead from side to side, just like a little massage, if you will. Wiggling the hips as you go. Allowing the stress of the week to melt away. And trusting that this practice has got you. Trusting that I've got you. Awesome. So we're going to begin with a little flow. We're going to inhale, coming all the way through into a cobra or an up dog. And then rolling over the feet, we're going to exhale into a downward dog. Inhale to come all the way down again into our up dog or cobra. And then exhaling to make your way back to child's pose. Okay, let's give it a go. Ready, guys? So inhale, come all the way forward, shining your heart up. Exhale, roll it back, hips high, downward dog. Inhale, roll it all the way back down, finding that lift. And then exhale, melt your heart, child's pose. Inhale, really following your heart all the way through here. Exhale, hips up high. Finding that awesome stretch. Inhale, roll all the way through. Upward dog. And then exhale, child's pose. Awesome. One last time. Really lead with your heart. Really commit to the movement. You're here for you. Find movement that feels awesome for your body. Inhale, we'll roll all the way through, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, roll back through, shine your heart up to the sky. Exhale, child's pose. Awesome work, guys. We're going to come through again. So inhaling, coming all the way back through to our up dog. And just take a second here, breathing deeply. Maybe you look back, just finding a slight back bend, slight twist. And then in your own way, maybe you curl the toes under before you go up. We'll exhale, send the hips high, downward dog. And if you're wearing a big baggy jumper like me, you can hide in your little jumper cave while you're here. But just take a few cleansing breaths. Maybe pedaling the legs out if they're sore. Maybe you wiggle the hips from side to side. Maybe you bend the knees. Once you've found your downward dog, we're going to bring the feet together. And then with an inhale, we're going to lift up onto our tiptoes. Exhale, ground through the heels. So coming up onto our tiptoes on our inhale, and then on our exhale, really pressing down into the backs of our heels. So inhale, find your lift. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, back down. Inhale one last time, really, really stretch. And then exhale, ground through the heels. Awesome work. We're slowly going to walk our hands all the way down to meet our feet. I know, reversing it today. And then take a second when you're here just to walk the feet out as wide as your yoga mat, toes pointing out to the sides. And then we're going to drop very slowly, lowering the hips all the way down into our yogi squat. Awesome. So if this pose really doesn't work for you, do not fear. You can come up onto your tiptoes and we'll work just to get those feet down onto the ground. But wherever you are today, don't stress, don't worry. You are perfect and peachy. So once you're here, we'll take a second just to find that resistance, elbows against the knees, pushing them wide, finding that length through the spine. So heart always lifting up, always shine your light up. Knowing that you are beautiful and you're allowed to shine. Awesome. And then we'll release the hands down to the ground. And with our inhale, we're going to sweep the arms all the way up, rise all the way to standing, hands touch overhead. And then with an exhale, we come all the way back down to our little squat. Okay, I told you your hips are going to be open today. Inhale, sweep the arms, catch a little something at the top. And then exhale, bring it all the way down. Awesome. Inhale, sweep the arms. Maybe find a smile here. It's a good day. The weekend is nearly here. Exhale, ground back down. And then we'll inhale, lift all the way up, sweep the arms, open the heart. Take a second, arms wide. Exhale, ground the shoulder blades. Lift the heart. Smile because you're awesome. And then with an exhale, we'll come all the way back down to our yogi squat. Awesome work, guys. Fabulous. We're going to bring the hands down to the ground. Hips are going to rise up high. And if you want to go for a little bukasana, a little crow here, feel free. I am not going to do that today. If not, we'll heel toe the feet together into the middle. Take a minute just to stretch through the legs. For anyone who did attempt crow, come on back down and meet us here. And then bending through the knees really generously. Allow the head to drop. Allow gravity to pull everything down. Feeling that grounding force. Find your breath. And then maybe clasp opposite elbows if it feels right, and just find a gentle rock from side to side. With an exhale, we'll drop the hands. We'll inhale to lengthen the legs. Totally bring the hands to the shins if you need to, just finding this awesome flat back position. And then with an exhale, we'll dive back down, forward fold. And then we're going to come round, so walking the hands over to the right hand side of your feet. You can stay up on the fingertips, or if you are super flexible, you can totally bring your hands flat to the ground. And then try and keep your legs as straight as possible here. Little micro bend in the knees, but that's it. And just breathe deeply here, feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs. If you want in a little something extra, bend that right knee, keeping the left leg straight. Feeling that awesome stretch through the hamstring. Use your breath. And then with an exhale, we'll come all the way back round, folding over. Inhale, halfway lift, so finding that awesome length. Exhale, drop it back down. And then bringing the hands to the mat again. We'll walk over to the other side, straighten through the legs, little micro bend. Maybe bending the right leg this time. Taking a few deep breaths. And then with an exhale, coming all the way back round. Awesome work. Bend through the knees. Take a second here. And then with an inhale, we'll find this rise all the way up. With an exhale, hands come to our heart space. Find that lift through the front body and ground the shoulders down. Curl the tailbone. Take a minute to find your breath. Let it center you in this moment. And just use your exhale to let go of the week. Let go of anything that's happened, good or bad. Let go of anything to come, good or bad. And ground yourself in this moment, dedicating this time to yourself. And whisper to yourself, I am worthy, because you are. Take a big breath in, lifting the heart, let it shine. Exhale through the mouth, let it all go. Bend the knees, inhale, root to rise all the way up. And then with an exhale, we'll swan dive all the way back down. Ooh. Hands come down to the mat. Walk them out in front, and then we're going to step the feet back, coming into a downward dog. Awesome. Take a second just to pedal the feet out. And then once you're there, you can bring your feet together again. Press into all four corners of your hands. Ground through the left foot, and right foot slides up high into our three-legged dog. Awesome. With an exhale, we'll bring that right knee all the way up into our chest. And then place the sole of the foot down on the ground. Awesome. Take a second here just to find your grounding again. And then with an inhale, we'll sweep the arms all the way up. Low lunge. Exhale. Drop the shoulders, open the heart. Smile. Feel the power in this movement. With an exhale, hands come back down to the mat. We're going to drop down onto that back knee and just let that back foot go. Awesome. We'll inhale again, sweep the arms all the way up. Maybe even finding a slight back bend. With an exhale, hands intertwine behind our back. Open through the heart space, pulling the hands down, shoulders away from the ears. Trust you're where you need to be. Then with an exhale, we'll let the hands go, this time coming to the left side of the right foot. I'm going to walk that right foot out to the right side of the mat. Awesome. You can bring that back knee out just a little bit if you want to. And then once you've got it where you feel comfortable, ground through the top of the foot. Awesome, guys. So we're coming into our lizard pose here, stretching through the hips. So be kind, be honest with yourself. If this is your appropriate edge today, you stay here, breathing deeply, enjoying that hip opening. If you're ready to go slightly further, we'll begin to descend down onto the forearms. And if you've still got your blanket, you can totally put your blanket underneath your arms here. Almost as like a little boost, if you will, a little prop. And just allow the weight of the body to drop down. Breathing deeply. Allow your exhale to soften your hips. Take one more cycle of breath. And then very slowly we'll begin to rise up out of that posture. Awesome. So turning the right toes out to the right, making sure that the ankle is in line with the knee. We're slowly going to roll onto the right side of the foot. So allowing the hips to open ever so slightly. Awesome. Send your hips forward towards the front of your mat just to find that openness. And then if it feels right, you can bring your right hand onto the right knee. Not straining, just opening. Allowing your heart to lift. Breathing deep. If you want a little bit more, you can bring that back foot all the way up and then reach for the back foot as well. So you're finding this awesome stretch through the front body. Wherever you are, take a breath. Smile. And acknowledge everything that's coming up, even if it's, oh my goodness me. Do not worry. You're doing awesome. With an exhale, we'll allow that back foot to go down. Bring the hands back to the mat, and then we'll bring that foot all the way up. Ooh, awesome work, guys. Find that strong grounding through your hands again. And then we're gonna bring that back knee up. Fab. That right foot is gonna join it in a cheeky little plank. Awesome work. Take a second. Rocking backwards and forwards just to feel the toes. And then we're going to bring that right leg all the way up to our heart space. Send it over to the left side of the mat. And then allow that back leg to straighten down onto the mat. So coming into our pigeon pose. Awesome. So right leg is bent slightly. I feel like you can't really see. I feel like you know what's up. If this pose really, really doesn't work for you, you can totally jump onto your back here, bending your right leg. But once you're here, we'll find that openness. So lifting up, inhaling in, imagining you are a big pigeon ruffling your feathers. And then with an exhale, we'll slowly allow ourselves to dive forward. Coming to wherever's comfortable for you. And then maybe bringing the blanket or cushion just in front so you can rest your head. And just take a few quiet moments here. Breathing into that right hip crease. Staying strong through the back leg. Remembering to breathe. Relaxing the shoulders. And allowing your body just to soften into the pose. So your body knows what it's doing. Awesome work. Maybe find a little gentle rock from side to side here. Just massaging that right thigh. Just doing whatever you need to do today. Awesome. We'll slowly begin to rise back up, coming back into our prim and proper pigeon. And if you want to, if you feel like you're able, you can totally find that strength through the legs. Bring the hands to the heart center. Breathe deep. And then with an exhale, plant the hands back down. Tuck the back toes. And then when you're ready, we'll send that right leg back into a plank. Take a couple rocks. This will be one time where a plank actually feels really awesome. Fabulous. And then with an exhale, drop down onto your belly. Stretch the toes out long. And then with an inhale, find a little baby cobra or a full cobra. Allowing the chest to open. Allowing your breath to fill your body. Maybe allowing a smile. Even if you know that we're doing that on the other side now. And then with an exhale, we're going to send the hips all the way back into our extended child's pose. Take a couple deep breaths. Just allowing yourself to come back to this moment. Awesome. With an inhale, we'll roll all the way forward back into that up dog. And then with an exhale, send the hips up high, however you want to get there. Downward dog. Fabulous. Pedal the legs out, pedal the feet. And then even if you're in a little jumper cave, take a big old breath in. Exhale through the mouth, let it go. And then we'll walk the feet together. This time, left leg rises up, three-legged dog. And with an exhale, left knee comes all the way into the chest. And then plant the sole of the foot down. Awesome. Stay high if you can. If you need to drop that back knee, don't worry. And then with an inhale, when you feel grounded, we'll sweep the arms all the way up. Find that power, find that strength. Open your chest, relax the shoulders. Embrace every feeling, every emotion. And then with an exhale, we'll drop the hands all the way back down. Drop that back knee and then ground down through the top of the right foot. When you're ready, we'll sweep the arms again, inhaling in, maybe finding a slight back bend. And then with an exhale, bringing the hands behind the tailbone and then grounding down. Shoulder blades away from the ears, opening the chest. Embracing that stretch. And then on your exhale, both hands, this time coming to the left side of the left foot. And we're going to walk that left foot over to the side, toes leaking off the mat ever so slightly. Fabulous. And then you've got it. You can walk that back knee out if it feels right. Coming into our lizard pose. So maybe today you just stay here, you just breathe. Just do what you need to do today. There's no pressure, no judgment. Just know that you're enough wherever you come to. If you want to go slightly further, you can now go down onto the floor. Maybe bringing the forearms down. Maybe grabbing that pillow or cushion again to rest the hands underneath. For some reason I've gone for cold hands, obviously. But breathing into the hips, allowing them to drop down. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Allowing your body to open. And hey, if it doesn't, that's okay. Some days are a lot harder than others. Don't sweat it. I'll take one more breath here. And then we'll slowly begin to rise up. Fabulous. And then making sure that ankle is underneath the knee. We're going to roll over onto the left side of the left foot. So really allowing the hip to open up. Maybe bringing left hand on top of the knee to find that stretch. Opening your heart. Shining the hips forward. Maybe you want a little something extra, so you go for that back leg. Always bring the hips forward. Allowing your breath to soften your body. And then with an exhale, we'll let that back leg drop. Roll back through that foot. Awesome work. And then we'll curl the back toes under, ground down through the hands. And you got it. Step that front leg back into a plank. Awesome work. Roll through the feet. Take a second here. Feel that fire. We're winding down, but it doesn't mean you can't feel how strong you are. And then when you're ready, we'll bring that left knee all the way in and then bring it down to the ground. Awesome. So coming into our pigeon on the other side and just allowing the hips to drop down. Trying to keep the hips as square as possible. And hey, if you need to, totally bring your cushion or pillow just underneath this little gap if you want to. Making sure that that right leg is straight out behind us, grounding down. And then with our inhale, we'll find that puffed up pigeon. New thing. And then allow your exhale to melt your heart down towards your mat. Allowing your shoulders to relax. And just letting go of everything other than your breath. Maybe you begin to find a slow little rock from side to side, or stillness is what you need today. Breathe deep. Take one more cleansing breath in. Sigh your exhale out. And then we'll slowly begin to rise up. Awesome work. So we'll find that lift again. Proud pigeon. Smile. You know you want to. I'd like to imagine there's someone out there being like, don't want to smile. But you guys are lovely. I know you're smiling really. And when you're ready, if you want to go for it today, we'll bring the hands up to the heart space. Strong core. Real big smile. And then with an exhale, hands come down to the mat. Awesome work, guys. Fabulous. Curl that back toe under, lift the knee. And then connect to your core to bring that front leg back into your plank. So nice to straighten the legs, even if it is a plank pose. Rock backwards and forwards on the feet. You've got it. This is our last plank, I promise you. And then with an exhale, we'll lower down to the mat. Let the feet go. And then with an inhale, find your rise. Cobra, baby cobra, up dog, whatever you need. Shine your heart up. And then with an exhale, we'll melt it back down. Sending the hips all the way back into our child's pose. Feet come together, knees as wide as the mat. And then really allow the hips to sink down. And this should feel awesome because of all the hip stretches we've been doing. Find some movement if it feels good. A little hip massage as you rock backwards and forwards. And just know that by taking some time out for yourself today, you're doing something awesome. Even if your mind wanders, even if you can't quite find that yogi brain today and the monkey mind keeps going, just by showing up, just by breathing, it's enough. And you're doing awesome. So we'll take a big inhale in, slow cleansing exhale out. And then we're going to inhale to come all the way through back into that up dog. Exhale to make your way to downward dog. Hips all the way up. And then we're going to walk the hands all the way back to meet the feet. Ooh. Fabulous. Walk your feet as wide as the yoga mat, toes pointing out. Fabulous. And then when you're ready, sink your hips all the way down to the yoga mat. Coming into our little yogi squat. Maybe it's easier this time, maybe not. Just embrace where you are today in your journey. We'll bring the palms together and find that resistance. Elbows to knees. Finding length through the spine. And even if it doesn't feel like it, know that you are on the right path. that you've always been on the right path. And even in these transition periods, because that's very much what lockdown feels like, that it's an opportunity to let go, to become something new. And someone once said to me that transition is like a snake shedding its skin. That when a snake sheds its skin, it becomes blind. So yeah, transitions can be scary. That snake always comes out of the other side in a fresh skin. And you know what, even if you're scared, even if you're sad, you'll make it through it. We'll take a big inhale in. Sigh or exhale out. And then we're going to rock forward onto our hands and knees. Awesome work, guys. Fabulous. So we're going to come into our last hip opening posture today. So we're going to bring the right knee in front, and then the left knee is going to sit directly behind it. So it should look something like this. And then once you've got both knees, let the feet spread as wide as your yoga mat, and then allow your hips to sink all the way back down. Awesome. Our cow face pose. So if you need to, you can sit on your blanket or your cushion in this pose, just to boost the hips if they're slightly tight. You can even bring the blanket between the knees if that feels right. Or even just right on top of your knees. Awesome. But wherever you are, find that awesome stillness. And if this pose doesn't work for you, you can totally alter it by bringing the left foot down onto the ground. So you can make in this funky little pyramid shape. But we'll find that length through the spine wherever you are. And begin to deepen the breath. Taking big inhales in. Slow exhale out. With an inhale, find length through the spine. And if it feels okay to do so, allow your exhale to soften your body into a fold over the legs. Maybe resting the head against the knee. And a lot of times when we open the hips, a lot of emotions can come up. So don't worry if that's happening. It is totally normal. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. And use your exhale to let go of everything that no longer serves. One more breath. And use your inhale to rise back up. Awesome work. And then we'll, using our hands to guide our legs, allow the legs to stretch out. Awesome. Wiggle the toes, bang the feet out. Allow your heart to shine out. Awesome. And then we'll bring the left foot all the way in. So left knee in the center. And then the right leg is going to come on top this time. Or whichever way you didn't do it earlier. I think I came out and then went back in the wrong way. Not perfect, guys. But you know what? It's our mistakes that make us strong. Awesome. When you found your pose on the other side, find that length through the spine again. Deepening the breath. And then using your exhale to bow down to your yoga mat. Folding over the legs. And allow the surrender to move through your body. Relaxing your shoulders, your hips, your jaw. And no matter what you feel, no matter what comes up, I invite you to always, especially right now, to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Take one more breath, breathing into the hips, using your inhale to rise back up. And then we'll allow the legs to come all the way forward again, nice and straight. Wiggle the toes, flex the feet to the sky. Maybe bash the legs, get some feeling back into them. Ooh. And then we'll inhale, sweep the arms, lift the heart, open the arms maybe. Yes, it feels awesome to be alive. You are awesome. And with our exhale, hands come back down to the mat. And then we're going to bring the feet together and coming into a cobbler's pose, but really allow yourself some room today. Really big gap from heel to sit bone. And if it feels right, pad your booty with your blanket. But yeah, let's do that. Elevating the hips. Oh, if you're here with me, it feels awesome. Fabulous. Find that length through the spine again. And then with your exhale, just allow your body to fold over the legs. Bring the elbows down onto the knees, just finding slight resistance, not too hard. Nice and easy. If you're quite comfortable here, you can come into our turtle variation. So bringing the forearms underneath the legs and allowing the body to drop even deeper. And allow your head to bow. Allow your breath to slow. And so often we constantly want to rush about and do everything. So I know for a lot of people, slowing down and spending some time in each pose can be quite difficult. So every time your mind wanders, just come back to the breath. The breath always comes first. Take one more big inhale in. Use your exhale maybe to sink a little bit deeper. And then with control, in your own time, we'll slowly rise back up. Awesome. Send the legs out long. And then if you're facing the same way as me, just center yourself back onto your yoga mat. And then you've got a couple of options here. You can roll your yoga blanket or your cushion, and you can place it under your head, under the backs of the knees, or maybe even pop it just under the low back. But just find your way down to the ground, finding wherever is comfortable for that cushion to live today. Maybe if the back is slightly tense, it'll be a little bit more difficult to keep it here. Maybe you bring it underneath the knees after all that hip and knee work. Maybe that'll be a nice little treat. Or if you want to cocoon yourself in your blanket, just go for it. Once you've found your nice comfortable position, we'll curl the shoulder blades underneath us so our heart's lifted ever so slightly. Hands facing the sky. And then with your exhale, allow your body to melt into the mat. Noticing the rise and the fall of your chest. How your inhale fills your body. And your exhale empties you completely. And allow yourself to surrender to the beat after the exhale, when your body is empty. When you're in the transition of breath. Using that moment to soften every muscle in your body. Begin by allowing your toes to relax, your feet allowing your legs to relax, your pelvis growing heavy, your chest softening. Allow your exhale to soften your shoulders, your arms, your hands, softening the jaw, the skin of the face, all the way to the crown of the head, until your whole body is completely relaxed. And you feel a sense of calm, that you are safe, that you are secure. And allow yourself to surrender to the stillness. Begin to notice any thoughts or feelings passing through your mind. Use your exhale to let them go. Allowing your exhale to carry away any worry, any stress, any tension. And begin to imagine a small ball of shining white light glowing at your heart space. With every inhale, it glows slightly brighter. And with every exhale, it grows bigger. Inhaling to glow brighter. And exhaling to fill your body with this light. Allowing this bright white light to travel through your legs, down to your toes, through your hips, into your chest, down your arms, all the way to the crown of your head, until your whole body is filled with this bright white light. And you know that this light is cleansing your body, cleansing your heart and soul, letting go of all stress, of all worries, until you feel completely at peace, completely relaxed, knowing your body, your mind, and your soul are balanced in harmony. Notice how you feel with this bright light shining through your entire body. And say to yourself, I surrender to this moment. I surrender to this relaxation. I deserve to rest. I am worthy of rest. And I choose to give myself the benefit of the doubt. Allow your inhale to fill your body completely, and allow your exhale to let go of everything. Using your breath to come back into your body, come back into the room, noticing the feel of the mat beneath your back. Noticing how it feels to live within your body. And with your inhale, allow yourself to lift the corners of your mouth, because you know that you are enough. In your own time, begin to stretch the body, wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. Slowly waking the body back up. And in your own time, we'll slowly make our way back to a seat. But no, there is no rush. And find a comfortable seat once you've made it back up to a seated position. We'll find that openness through the chest, finding length through the spine, remembering to always shine our heart up to the light. With an inhale, we'll bring the hands to our heart center. And with an exhale, we'll fold all the way over our legs. And take a couple breaths here. As a collective, we'll take 5 big breaths. Inhale in. Exhale out. Release the shoulders. Inhale in. Exhale out. Soften your body. Inhale in. Exhale. Let something go. Inhale in. Exhale out. Last time. Inhale, big inhale. Sigh or exhale, let go of everything. Know that you are worthy of every bit of relaxation. That you're enough as you are. And that the rest of your week is going to be friggin' amazing. Namaste, guys. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed today's session. I know it was a slightly different change of pace to our usual sessions. Hopefully you enjoyed something a little bit more chilled out, a little bit more relaxing. But thank you so much for joining me. As always, I just know that you're going to have the best weekend ever. Be sure to tag me in any pictures that you took. And please, please, please remember to always shine your light up, even if you think no one wants to see it. I promise you, you are beautiful and you are seen and heard. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.